John Coombs from Global Health Clinic. I'm here with Lloyd Evans, who first came into our clinic in May 2012. Lloyd, you came to see us with a bone marrow cancer. Would you mind describing how that was for you and what you were looking for from us?
Well, I got interested in David and the whole integrative medicine thing through my GP actually when I was originally diagnosed with multiple myeloma back in 2008, and that he put me onto supplements and all sorts of things like that, and I decided to go to the Holistic Cancer Congress. And the reason I went there was that in 2010 I was diagnosed with myelodysplasia. And both those conditions combined make my immune system almost non-existent. And I was very aware after the myelodysplasia diagnosis that traditional medicine, my hematologist, was not answering the question, why did I get this? What happened that I got this? They were just dealing with the symptom, which is rapid decay of production of red cells, and the solution in traditional medicine is to give blood transfusions.
And you've had blood
transfusions? And I had transfusions. I've had transfusions every fortnight for 2 years.
And are you still having them now?
I'm still having them.
Could you...
So the reason I went to the Congress was to try and find another source of information around managing my health and getting on top of the myelodysplasia, because transfusions every 2 weeks dominates one's life.
Yeah.
At some stage they were even running once a week, which is just for the rest of my life. And I'm thinking, there's got to be a better way, and so it's the reason I came to see David.
Could you briefly describe some of the things that have occurred for you since you saw David and some of what he's done to help you?
Okay, the most interesting thing initially was David's Hemaview blood test. Because of my condition, I do blood samples for the traditional system every 2 weeks, but I don't ever get to see what my blood is like. And seeing it on the Hemaview was just a mind boggle. And there's David pointing out the white cells and the rampant collection of red cells, and then there's a bacteria running across the screen, and it was alive. When you get blood taken from your arm, it's just another test. You don't actually see it and get the sense of it being a living liquid.
Yes. Have you been feeling better since you came to see David?
Yes, well the most significant change happened in October. A bit of background. Back in March of this year, I tripped and I fractured my pubic bone, and so I was very poor at walking around, and I had a terrible 6 months trying to get that fixed. But then in August I got ear infection, I got eye infection, I got sinus infections, chest infections, and so I was prescribed by GP and hematologist to get hold of antibiotics. Simultaneously with that, I got cellulitis, which is right around my gut, caused by an infection of a chelation pump needle that I have to get the ferrous and iron out of my body as a result of all the transfusions. So the whole of August and September was terrible. I was struggling to walk. I had absolutely no energy. I ended up getting an infection in my gut due to all of the antibiotics that I've been given, and had to cancel work. Now, it was just terrible, and I lost 6 kilos. And at the end of September I had an appointment to see David, and I went and saw him. And David said, what you need is adrenal rebuild. Your adrenal gland will be absolutely exhausted from those 2 months, coupled with the fracture stuff. And so I took his advice, and I didn't follow the instructions on the packet, but I had enough so that within about a week I was back to 100%.
Great.
Absolutely fantastic. Made such a huge difference to have going from a low energy state to a high energy state.
What we know is that when the adrenal system's functioning really effectively, the immunity's improved. So have you had any more recurrences of infections or anything since you did that?
Yes, recently, but that's for part of the risk of the scalation pump subcutaneous needle that I have. So it was just a combination. I mean, that was dealt with effectively. It took about a week to clear that. But it was the combination of the cellulitis plus all of the infection in my chest and around the face, and that was the worst part.
You went to see Marianne Stobie as well as David for
Yes.
QXCI. Did she determine some courses of action for you that were helpful?
Yes, she identified a lot of things that I shouldn't be taking, which I've been following. Sort of 80% of the time. It's really hard to change your lifestyle and your choices around food and so on instantly like that. But you know, it's a 80-20 sort of rule.
Great. So fundamentally you're following the type of program that David and Marianne have been recommending, and you're getting really good results.
Yes. My hip is fractured, has healed, and I'm back at the gym trying to put on weight again. Getting there.
So you feel that maybe if we want to increase the program for you, you'd be ready to do that?
Yes, if it was, yeah.
And are you still taking the adrenal support?
Yes, yeah.
Is this the James Wilson system?
Yes, yeah.
Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to add to what you've discussed already?
Not really. No, that's about the story.
Really appreciate you coming in.
What I'm really pleased about is that at least I've got another person to talk to about what my issues are.
Yeah.
And it's not a haematologist who doesn't always listen to what I'm saying and doesn't worry about the causes. He's just solving the symptoms.
Really appreciate this, Lloyd. We're really looking forward to helping you a lot further than we already have.
Right.
And you're a very brave man to come and do this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's right.